It's come off now, but the graffiti on this established Polish centre in West London left no doubt as to the motivations of whoever wrote it. Get out of Britain, except much more abusive. In the cafe outside, Stanley, or Stanislav, whose parents fought in the Warsaw resistance against the Nazis. He's lived here for 40 years and has never known anything like it.
We feel very kind of emotional about what's happened with our building here, because this is our building, this is our pride and joy.
And going into the centre, Sandra, a medical student who divides her time between Poland and London. The vote means she may or may not be able to finish her studies to be a doctor.
It's sad because we try to be good, yes? It's a lot. We can compare England to Poland because in Poland it's a lot of English people and we don't do something like this.
There has been a fight back, flowers and messages of support from English people inside a London borough that voted 70-30 to stay in the European Union. But a minority is speaking, and it's ugly. In the few short days since the votes, there's been sufficient amounts of this for the Mayor of London, who is himself a Muslim, to tell the police that they need to be extra vigilant. There's a growing sense that the vote to leave the European Union has acted as a sort of dog whistle to validate the views of the far right. Some of it's being caught on video. It's not only against Poles and not only in London.
Get back to Africa. Listen, the youngins who are doing you little muck. You are extremely ignorant.
In this video released by the police in Manchester, an American is verbally abused and has a drink thrown over him. Elsewhere, a man got out of his car to tell this taxi driver to go back to where he came from. The man reminds his abuser that he was actually born in Britain.
Speak proper English then.
Before and after the votes, those newspapers which supported the campaign to leave the EU were busy reminding voters that their problem was immigrants taking their jobs. And it wasn't only that. Remember this from last summer, when the man who led the Remain campaign described refugees like this.
This is very testing, I accept that, because you've got a swarm of people coming.
Yet now the same Mr Cameron, the same newspapers, are calling for calm.
In the past few days, we've seen despicable graffiti daubed on a Polish community centre. We've seen verbal abuse hurled against individuals because they're members of ethnic minorities.
The magnetic leaflets distributed to Poles calling them vermin, the defacing of war memorials, reflects both the complete ignorance of history and the manipulation of public opinion. The Polish community is intensely proud of its contribution in helping Britain defeat Nazism and its place in the UK. Now it seems the racism they faced at home in 1943 is resurfacing here in 2016. Laurence, Al Jazeera, West London.